Hi, and thanks for watching CBS 19 Plus, where we bring you up to date on the forecast all day long. And we go a little more in depth into the forecast so we can discuss this heat, right, at length. This heat just won't quit. It's been with us since really the middle part of May when we first had our first little mini heat wave. Had a little bit of a break at the end of the month. Then most of June was hot, caught a little break at the end of June, and now July has started off just about as hot as the last couple of months. Heat advisory in effect again for tomorrow, Wednesday, 10 a.m. until 7 p.m. What? Well, heat index values above 105, like they've been today. We saw heat index values anywhere from about 105 to 109. We should be similar to that as we head through Wednesday. Where? East Texas, Northwest Louisiana, Southwestern Arkansas. The impacts, once again, the heat, highs near 100, humidity may cause heat illness. So high heat, high humidity, adding up to be a little detrimental and dangerous. All right, July high temperatures so far have looked like this. Remember, 95 back on Friday, then it was below average. We had a below average day on Saturday, July 2nd. But then since then, we've had above average temperatures, both morning lows and daytime highs. 100 on July 3rd, 99 on the holiday, July 4th, and then it's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 straight days of 100-degree heat. We'll likely have an 8th day here on the 12th. This 107 was a record high, and so we have 7 consecutive 100-degree days, 1 day below average for the month, and 10 days so far above average. So some hot weather reminders, and we always lead off with hydrate. I guess you could say the 3 most important things in real estate are location, location, location. Well, when it comes to hot weather, the 3 most important things are hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. An hour of outside activity means you can sweat out a water bottle's worth of liquid out of your body. So it really is important to pre-hydrate before you're going to be outside working or exercising, and then afterwards to continue to drink water to replenish and catch up. Also, stay in the shade as much as possible when it comes to clothing. Try to find that lightweight, light-colored, loose-fitting clothing. We did a demonstration last week with crayons. We showed you how the darker colors melted because they absorb more heat. Same thing holds true with clothing. And when it comes to pets and children, never leave them in a vehicle for any length of time in this kind of heat. All right, overnight, is there any kind of break headed our way? Not much, but these overnight lows are closer to average for this time of the year. 75 at Mount Pleasant and Sulphur Springs, Pittsburgh around 77. You go over toward Douglasville, up toward Linden, parts of Cass County, Bowie County, Marion, Harrison County, also in the mid 70s. Upper 70s in Upshur, upper 70s across Wood County, Smith and Gregg County, upper 70s closer to 80 degrees. 77 at Carthage, Henderson, Jacksonville, and Palestine. Note the mainly clear skies here. Also on top of that, not much wind, lots of humidity, so it's sort of a stifling, very stuffy kind of night. Deep East Texas, upper 70s, 77 at Crockett, 77 Nacogdoches, closer to 80 at Lufkin under a moonlit sky, 77 at Hemphill, and 76 at Groveton. And the forecast heat index for tomorrow, Wednesday, 108 at 1 o'clock by the end of the afternoon. That forecast heat index could climb up to 110. These values here would put us into the excessive heat warning criteria. We shall see if that happens. Notice there's just this little bit of a cooler pocket showing up at 4 o'clock. Why? Some showers and thunderstorms develop here around Gilmer up toward Linden along a weak frontal boundary. We're going to talk about that here in just a second. As for the rest of Tuesday, no chance of rain. Wednesday, it's a 40% chance of rain. Thursday, it's a 30% chance of rain. That dips Friday and Saturday. But Sunday and Monday, we're looking at 30 and 40% chances of rain as some unsettled weather continues to move in and out of East Texas. All right, so we start tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. That's a little area of low pressure there. Can you see the counterclockwise direction of the arrows coming in from the northwest over north central Texas and from the south across the hill country? So a little area of low pressure right here, and that little low is likely going to track to the east. Very weak, but strong enough that little low could create some showers and thunderstorms here from Texarkana down to around Mineola back toward Dallas. All right, so that will move through Wednesday afternoon into Wednesday evening, goes all the way down into deep East Texas. We're not expecting severe weather with this line, but it's summertime. So what happens with summertime thunderstorms? Dangerous lightning, right? Heavy downpours, potentially with little quick flash floods. So be careful of that. And also you can have some gusty winds around 35 to 40 miles an hour. So those are all typical summertime thunderstorm related phenomenon. And then that'll move away by Thursday morning, overnight early. Thursday afternoon, isolated to scattered showers around the area, maybe a 20 or 30% chance. That's about it. You'll see that little wave of energy that makes a run at Lufkin late Thursday night into Friday and then falls apart late in the night. Friday, start off with some sunshine, get back to some clouds by Friday afternoon, but overall it will be hot. Rainfall forecast until July 18th, all right, so the next 7 days or so, we're looking at around maybe 1/10 of an inch to 1/4 of an inch, up to about a 1/2 inch. And then as we widen things out, this disturbance down here along the Gulf Coast, that is something to watch. A lot of rainfall for New Orleans. I mean, 3, 4, 5, 6 inches of rain. It gets close to the coastal bend of Texas, but doesn't make its way up into East Texas. So this is going to stay off the coast. It's a little disturbance, not yet a tropical storm or a tropical named disturbance or anything like that, but certainly producing a lot of rainfall, Mississippi, Alabama, and parts of Louisiana. In fact, there it is. It's very disorganized at this time. In fact, the center of that low pressure area between Destin and New Orleans, sort of right in here. So clusters of showers and thunderstorms are flowing out and away and around from that center of that low. In fact, it's right there. So it's a 30% chance of development next 5 days. Next 2 days, it really doesn't have a chance of becoming anything, but it's going to sit there and produce a lot of rain along the Gulf Coast. All right, so what do we have so far? Well, we've had 3 tropical storms in the Atlantic Basin tropical system. Alex, Bonnie, Colin. If we get this one to form into a name, it would be Danielle. And we can see we got a long way to go in the season. We're only getting now into the middle part of July. We have to go to November. So there's still plenty of time to fill out that list. Unfortunately, we really don't want to, and hopefully we won't have to. All right, so here's the Baylor Scott & White Texas Spine and Joint Hospital 7-day forecast. So tomorrow we'll call it a sunny morning. In fact, you'll have a nice breeze. You'll have some sunshine. You have temperatures starting off around 79 degrees, warming through the mid-80s, then rapidly up to about 90 to 95 degrees as you get late in the morning. And then by late in the afternoon, you're hitting around 104, and then that's when the late-day thunderstorms develop. And again, the late-day thunderstorm chances right now range from about 4 p.m. until around 9 or 10 o'clock in the evening. Right now, we're putting that at about a 40% chance. So that means about 40% of the time when we have conditions similar to this, we have showers develop. So there's a frontal boundary. It's summertime. Sometimes that can limit the extent of the showers and thunderstorms. This may be one of those cases Wednesday afternoon. A lot of hot air around, so these thunderstorm bases will be elevated off the ground. That's why we don't think these can become surface-based or severe in a sense of tornadic. But again, certainly a chance for some strong gusty winds. Then Thursday, isolated thunderstorms. Highs take a break up back into the upper 90s. Sunny, hot Friday, 100 degrees. A sizzler on Saturday, 100 degrees. Sunday, hot and unsettled with a few isolated to scattered showers and thunderstorms. And then morning thunderstorms Monday, followed by the heat rolling back in and rolling on next Tuesday. Thanks for watching CBS 19 Plus.